上也要上，开心也要开心。同学们跳好，生存不下去嘞。哎，好嗨哦！
It's my favorite. In your eyes and walk that bridge to the other side. Mama says it's gonna get cold in the night, but if I picture you, then I'll be alright. I am ready.
If you are a Western businessman doing business in China,
Yeah.
and you know at least how to drink tea and how to serve tea to other people, I think it really gives you an advantage on new customers and clients, because they think you're really into Chinese culture, which is something good for people that do business here.
Yeah, sound like trips like that, right?
Yes. Now well, I've been in China for 7 years, and
7 years.
yeah, I was in Beijing at the beginning for 3 years, and then I've been here in Chongqing for 4 years.
What's your impression at first?
My impression was that Chongqing was very different from the other Chinese cities, in a way that, I mean, it looked different to me, and it felt different as well. So, in terms of the image of the city, it looked very different. So, it has mountains, it has rivers, and it looks amazing with all the modern parts and the local traditional parts of the city. So it combines the two parts all together in a very nice atmosphere. So that was the first impression.
2000.
That was back in 2013.
13.
Yeah, at the very end of 2013.
Yeah.
So once Italy decided to open up a consulate here,
Yes.
I thought there would be a very good opportunity for my career. And that's how I got to Chongqing, and that's how I got to live in Chongqing and work in Chongqing.
So you start here working in Italian consulate in Chongqing, right?
Yes.
Okay. So for how long that lasts? Because now I know you are not in the consulate anymore.
Sure. I did that job for almost 4 years. Yeah, and it was a very intensive job because we had to open up a new consulate.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was very that's because I really liked the city, and I liked the fact of being in China at this precise moment, because now China is the place where all things are happening. Most of the things are happening in the world. It's really becoming the center of the world, and I think it's a good thing for young entrepreneurs to be here at this stage.
So, I mean, like, everything's going on, but do you think it's sometimes some people say it's already a little bit hard because everything here is mature, and if you want to be competitive at the start, yeah, like sometimes for startups, I mean, they will feel kind of afraid of the environment because everything is so ready, and if they need to compete, they must be so strong. Yeah, what's your opinion on that?
That is true. I mean, doing business in China is not as easy as people can imagine, but I think the good thing of China is that through local partners, you can really get things done here in a very quick and effective way. So my suggestion is actually finding your partner locally and go for your business idea.
I know many like expats here, right? They come first, they work here as teacher or maybe like work in some companies, but then they think about what the market is huge in China and huge. I mean, like Chongqing is booming economy.
Yeah.
They're thinking about doing their own business, but still, how to start? They need some, like some very basic ideas, like how to get started.
I think first of all, China really needs doing business in China. It really needs entrepreneurs to be prepared for this path, because China is a very different country in terms of culture, traditions, and way of doing business itself. So I think the most important thing is actually getting to know the culture, and that could be done either through some lessons, through some studies abroad in the home country, or either by coming here and actually starting studying Chinese, which is always a good advantage, and starting understand the local culture. 玩比赛，世纪赛，6个6，6个6。
这是什么？
这两个，那个两个。比赛。And it's not only China, but it's also Chongqing's local culture, because China is not really a country; it's a big a huge continent, you know, it looks to me.
Yeah.
So you really have to understand the national culture and also the various local cultures. Yeah.
Based on where you are and
That's right.
into that.
So it was just something in my mind.
Yeah.
But then after I came out of the consulate, I opened up a consultancy business with my wife in Chengdu.
Oh yeah.
And one of the consultancy project was actually working for Dezhuang, which is a local Chinese Chongqing company.
Yeah, like
and
the hop-up brand.
That's
quite,
right,
Quite,
yeah.
Quite popular one, yeah.
And I was talking with the CEO, and he was like, you know, he would love to promote Chinese cuisine abroad. He would love to promote Chongqing's flavors abroad.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have the dream too. So, you know, why don't we just get together and do that?
So since last year you start, what are the challenges you met when you promote like this Chinese cuisine abroad?
Okay, so my objective was changing foreigners' perceptions over Chinese cuisine, and you know that was my problem. And every business idea has to solve the problem, and that was my problem.
Yeah.
So what were the solutions? Solutions actually were pretty much focused on a simple way of communicating Chinese cuisine to foreigners.
Yeah.
Because whenever you ask Chinese people what is Chinese cuisine, they go like, "Wow, you know, it's too complicated." But you know, foreign people, they think it's even more complicated because they don't have even the understanding, the basic understanding of Chinese cuisine. So for me, the biggest challenge was actually finding a very simple way to say this is Chinese cuisine. So for instance, the name of the business is Chinese, and I think it's a good start, no?
Yeah, we see this here, right? Like
Yeah.
Chinese.
Because you have to think that many foreigners cannot speak Chinese. So, you know, I had to come up with something very easy for them to remember.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, China, eat. That's about something that you would eat in China.
So when they look at this name, this logo,
Yeah.
and they will like to know, yeah, you are talking about Chinese food. Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
That's first thing, click, yeah.
And they will remember, you know? Yeah.
Exactly.
And also for the product's name, because, you know, my idea is actually open up a restaurant
Yeah.
and becoming, you know, I hope the most successful Chinese food brand abroad.
Yeah.
But doing this process, I also developed some sauces, some
Yeah.
products
Yeah.
that can be used by foreigners at home while cooking. Also as, you know, ingredients as toppings
Yeah.
on maybe chips and everything. So I think that once we have to decide on promoting Chinese culture or Chinese cuisine abroad, we also have to think about, you know, how to do that with foreigners. So how to combine some of the foreign elements within this process. If you ever wanted to come to China, do not try to change it, but do let China change you.